You hatch from an egg somewhere in the Caribbean Sea, alongside thousands of others, and the current pulls you away from the mass before you can do anything about it. You're a few millimeters long, and the open water around you is already full of movement, with shapes cutting through the water in every direction. Something small moves toward you, and you kick sideways, your tail pushing hard to one side. It misses. Then another comes in from below, and this time you're not quick enough. It clips your tail and spins you over, but you right yourself and keep moving. You're already learning that staying still is the worst thing you can do. You need somewhere to hide, so you start pushing toward a patch of floating seagrass drifting a few meters away. You reach it and press yourself between the stems with other small shapes already in there, all of them doing the same thing you are. Outside, larger fish pass slowly with their mouths opening and closing as they move through the water. You stay still and let them go by. A few hours pass, and the area outside the seagrass clears enough for you to move again. You push out and start drifting forward, this time with your eyes tracking everything around you. Something drifts past that's smaller than you, and you open your mouth and close it around it before you've made any real decision to do so. That's your first meal. But the movement draws attention, and a small fish comes straight toward you with its mouth already open. You turn and kick hard, pushing between two stems and going still. The fish slows, tries to follow, then turns away. You stay close to the seagrass for the rest of that first day. But you won't be able to hide here forever. You're a few weeks old now, and you've left the seagrass behind. You're faster than you were, and for the first time, the things around you are starting to look like food instead of threats. A small fish drifts past you near the surface of the ocean with its tail moving in short, lazy strokes. You need to eat, so you line yourself up behind it and kick forward. The burst surprises even you. You close the gap in less than a second, and your jaws snap shut around it. That's the first real hunt, and it works. But you make a mistake on the second one. You chase it too long and too far out into open water, so by the time you give up, you're further from cover than you've ever been. A grouper sitting flat against the reef below spots you with its eyes tracking upward, and it comes off the bottom fast. You turn and kick hard back toward the reef, with the grouper closing from below, and you only just make it into a gap between two coral heads before it pulls back. You stay in the gap for a while, waiting. Then you move out again, this time staying closer to the reef edge and picking targets that are already close to cover, so you have somewhere to go if something comes after you. It works better. You eat twice more before the day is done, and each time you come back to the reef instead of drifting out. You're learning that your speed is your best advantage, but only if you use it at the right moment. A bad chase costs you more than a missed meal. You're getting faster every day. But there are other barracudas in these waters, and some of them have been here much longer than you. You're a few months old now, and you've found the others. A loose group of juveniles about your size moving together along the reef edge, and you fall in with them without any kind of welcome. You just match their speed and they let you stay. Moving with the group is different from moving alone. When one of them turns, the rest follow, so the whole group bends and straightens like a single body. You learn to read the ones ahead of you and adjust before they do, so you stop getting clipped by the ones beside you. It takes a few days, but eventually you stop bumping into each other. Then a larger barracuda comes in from open water with its body angled straight toward the group. It's twice your length, and it's not slowing down. The group pulls apart instantly with every juvenile kicking in a different direction, and you go with them, turning hard to the side and pushing for the reef. The larger barracuda cuts through the middle of where you all just were, picks one juvenile out of the scatter, and takes it before anyone has time to react. Then it's gone. The group pulls back together slowly, with fewer of you than before. You stay tighter after that, and when anything larger than you comes close, the whole group drops toward the reef and holds position until it passes. But the group also makes you visible. A school of barracudas moving along the reef draws attention in a way that a single juvenile doesn't, and you start to notice larger things watching from further out. For now, the group is still worth it. There's safety in having others around you. You won't stay with them forever, though. As you grow, the group will thin out, and one day you'll find yourself back on your own. You're 1 year old now, and the group is gone. The juveniles split off one by one over the past few weeks, and you didn't follow any of them. You've claimed a stretch of reef for yourself instead, a long open run along the edge where smaller fish move through regularly, and you've been patrolling it every day. Then one morning, another barracuda comes into your stretch. It's close to your size, maybe a little longer, and it moves straight down the middle of your run like it belongs there. You need to push it out, so you angle toward it with your body straight and your jaw forward. It doesn't turn. It holds its line and keeps coming until the two of you are parallel, close enough that your fins almost touch, with both of you holding position and neither one moving off. This is how barracudas settle things. There's no biting, no chasing. You hold your size up against each other and see who backs down first. You stay alongside it for a long stretch, both of you drifting forward at the same slow pace. Then it angles away, just slightly, and turns back toward open water. You watch it go, then turn and run your stretch again. That's your first territorial win, and it matters, because a good stretch of reef means a reliable supply of fish moving through, so you don't have to go searching for every meal. Later that day, you try your first real ambush. You pick a spot where the reef juts out, go still against it, and wait for a fish to come across the open gap. One does, and you launch. You cover the distance in under a second and close your jaws around it before it can turn. You're becoming something other fish need to watch out for. But something much bigger has already been watching you. You're 3 years old now, and you've grown to just under a meter long. Your ambush technique has gotten sharper with every week that's passed, and smaller fish along this reef have learned to give your stretch a wide gap. Today you have a target. A decent-sized parrotfish has been working along the reef face below you, pulling at the coral with its beak and moving slowly enough that you can plan the angle. You need to wait for it to cross the open gap between two coral heads, so you go still against the reef with your body lined up and your jaw forward. The parrotfish moves toward the gap. Then it crosses, and you launch. You cover the distance before it can react, and your jaws close around the middle of its body. That's your biggest catch yet. But before you can pull it back toward the reef, a great barracuda comes in from open water with its body driving straight at you. It's nearly twice your length, and it's already committed to the approach. You're not going to win that standoff, so you let go of the parrotfish and pull back toward the reef. The great barracuda takes it without slowing down and moves back out into open water. That's the thing about being fast enough to catch something. It doesn't mean you're big enough to keep it. You go back to your stretch and set up again. An hour later, you take a smaller fish, one that won't draw the same attention, and this time you pull it into a gap in the reef and eat it quickly before anything else shows up. You're getting better at reading what's worth the risk. But you're still growing, and in another couple of years, things in these waters are going to start moving out of your way instead. You're 5 years old now, and you've grown to just over 1.5 meters. The reef has been yours for long enough that smaller fish clear the area when you come through. And the great barracuda that took your parrotfish 2 years ago keeps to its own stretch further out. Then one morning, something pulls you away from the reef altogether. A large group of fish is moving through open water above the reef, a dense, packed school of small fish turning together in one direction and then the other. There are too many to count, and they're bunched tight enough that you can take 3 in a single pass. You need to get in there, so you push out from the reef and line yourself up alongside the school. But you're not the only one who spotted it. 2 other barracudas your size are already moving in from different angles, and instead of cutting across each other, the 3 of you fall into the same run without any kind of agreement. You angle in from the left, one comes from below, and the third drives in from the right, so the school pulls inward on itself, tightening into a ball as it tries to find a gap that isn't there. Then all 3 of you hit it at the same time. You've never fed like this before. You take 2 fish in the first pass and come back for a third before the school manages to scatter. By the time it breaks apart and spreads out, you're already full. The 3 of you drift apart after that without any interaction. There's no group, no territory shared. It just worked because you all arrived at the same time and used the same instinct. You'll hunt like this again. But next time, the school you find is going to be a lot bigger, and so are the barracudas around you. You're 8 years old now, and you've reached close to 2 meters long. For the first time in your life, the pull to move away from your reef stretch is stronger than the pull to stay, so you push out into open water and follow it. Other large barracudas are moving in the same direction, all of them adults, all of them your size or bigger. You've never been around this many of your own kind at once. There's no grouping up, no school forming. Everyone stays spread out, but you're all heading the same way, and you all know why. A female crosses your path, and you angle toward her with your body straight and your jaw forward. She doesn't turn away. You match her pace and hold alongside her, and after a short time she slows. You move in. The whole thing is over quickly, and then she pulls away and you let her go. A second male comes in fast from the side, trying to cut between you and the female before it's done. You turn hard and drive your body into his path with your jaw open, so he pulls up short and angles away. That's the only challenge. After that, the other males keep their distance. A few minutes later, the female releases her eggs into the current with her body turning sideways as they spread out around her. Then she's gone, and so are the eggs. You don't follow her, and you don't wait. Your part is finished, so you turn back toward your stretch of reef and start making your way home. You'll do this again. But each time you leave your stretch, the reef changes a little while you're away, and one day you'll come back to find something has already claimed it. You're 12 years old now, and your stretch of reef has been yours for long enough that you've stopped checking for rivals. You know every gap, every angle, every spot where fish cross the open water between coral heads. You run the same patrol line you've run for years, and everything on this reef knows to move when you come through. Then a new barracuda turns up on your stretch. It's younger than you, closer to 2 meters, and it's already holding position in the middle of your best ambush spot with its jaw forward and its body lined up like it belongs there. You need to push it out, so you angle straight toward it the same way you've done every time before. But this one doesn't read you the same way the others did. It holds its line as you come in and pulls alongside you without backing off, matching your pace exactly with its body pressed close to yours. You hold position for a long stretch, both of you drifting forward. Then you angle in tighter, trying to force it wide. It pushes back and drives its body into your side hard enough to knock you off your line. That hasn't happened before. You come back around and try to hold the standoff again, but your body isn't moving the way it used to, and the younger Barracuda is faster through every turn. After another long pass, it angles into you a second time, harder than the first, so you pull wide and let it have the spot. You move further along the reef and try to set up in a smaller gap further down. A juvenile drifts through and you launch, but your timing is off by just enough and your jaws close on open water. You circle back and try again, but the next strike is the same, and the one after that. Your body stops before your head does, and you sink slowly toward the reef floor with your jaw open, and you don't come back up.